Hey guys, what's going on? AlphaFish here, and welcome back to another Lords Mobile video. Today we are talking about hypers. So I've had several questions since the last time I made a turf video for like organizing turfs, and people keep asking me about hypers. So this video is specifically about hypers. So if you know me, if you're a guild member of mine, you know that I hate gathering. And when you're sitting all day with your shield and you're going about your business during the day, whether you're at school, you're at work, you're with your family, and you have a shield up, for one thing, it's really annoying to get attack notifications, right? Because someone attacks your tile and you're like, oh crap, my shield's gone. And then you load up the game and you're like, oh, it's just a tile. You know, you can have all the room you want in your infirmaries, but if someone attacks your tile, you get a notification, and you don't want to be in the habit of turning that off, because if you do slip up, that notification could save your account from being zeroed, right? So that's kind of like my number one pet peeve with gathering, but that's not really why I don't gather. Honestly, I don't see gathering as an effective way to get resources. I just don't. When I started out in the very beginning, I started gathering, and people would hit my tiles. Then I'd have to heal the troops, and of course there is like the research subsidy, so you can reduce how much it costs you to train and heal troops. But it's still really annoying, and it's counterproductive if you're trying to get resources and your troops get hit, and then you have to use those resources to heal your troops. And if you get hit on the tile, you lose all the resources. So if you were on that tile for like 40 minutes and your march is about to come back and someone hits your tile, you lose all of that progress. So for me, gathering is just really, really annoying. So this is one of my other accounts. This isn't my main account, but this is one of my hypers. And just from looking at it, if you're experienced, you can tell, oh, it's an ore hyper. So as you can see with the progress of my my ore hyper, it's not exactly making tons and tons of ore, but it is what it is. Ore is the slowest resource. I do have a few other buildings, so I can get wood, like small amounts of wood and stone, which I haven't really worked on that because I've been pushing out the ore as much as possible. But it's always nice to have a little bit of other resources, just because if you don't have that, it gets really annoying to have to switch to another account if you need 500,000 wood or stone or something like that. It's really annoying. This account I also use as a food bank, so like you can see I have like 1.8 billion food at the moment. But yeah, this is my ore hyper. So basically, I try to have like 3 of every building, and then the rest, except for farms, 3 of every building, and then the rest is ore. And the reason I haven't upgraded these two is because I might change it, and I might switch these out for other ore buildings, for mines. I haven't decided fully yet, but that's something that I might do depending on how many or how much ore I can produce in a day on this account after I get all of these to 25. And as you can see, I've gotten several to 24. So it's still in progress, but currently I'm making 68,000 per hour. Wait, that's not actually, I don't think that's accurate. I think that's just for that building. So currently I'm making 784,000 per hour. So if you do the math, what is it? Let me pull up my calculator. 784,000 times 24. So I'm making 18 million ore in one day, which really that's pretty decent. Like, that's not bad at all. Like, that's a good amount of ore to make. assuming that most players, unless you're constantly making T4, T5, and boosting, if you're free to play, 18 million ore a day is quite a bit, and I do stack it up on another account because you have to empty these once your resource, once your castle gets full. This blue bar goes all the way to max. As you can see on here, it turns like this yellowish white color, right? And at that point, you're not making any more of that resource. So you can use hypers to produce resources, but you can't use them to store that same resource. So you can make, realistically, you can make 4 accounts, all hypers, and then use 2 of them as banks, because one of them, they can't store the same resource that they produce. It just doesn't work that way. So that's kind of one of the annoying things about hypers. But this is how you do it, guys. You get all the construction speed you possibly can, and you just start building the crap out of the one resource building, like all over the place. And then there's a few other things. There's some familiars that have skills that'll give you the like a full days, or I can't remember how much it is. There are some familiars that'll give you like several hours worth of produced resource instantly, which is really nice to have, but none of my hypers have those like unlocked. They don't have any of those abilities. So I'm pretty much just relying on the hourly production. So obviously this is my slowest produced resource because it's ore, and you know that's the way it is. I don't necessarily have any gold production, like gold hypers, but all of my accounts have several of these manners, and they all produce a little bit of gold, which kind of helps. And you can always trade other players' resources for gold in return. So I could sell a couple 100 million ore for a good amount of gold, and I can get gold that way. So there's different ways to get gold. You don't necessarily have to hyper it. And as far as I'm aware, IGG is not going to necessarily mute you or punish you for trading for other resources. Now, if you're trying to trade stuff for gems, they will mute you or ban you for that. That will happen. But I haven't gotten in trouble for trading resources for other resources. You know, you can just ask people in the Kingdom chat, and you join their guild or they join yours, and you just swap resources. So it's pretty handy to have these hypers. Pretty handy. Let's go ahead and take a look at the talents here, and as you can see, what I do is I go all the way to the bottom and I unlock the biggest portioned node in the talent tree, which is ore production 3, and maxed out gives 288% ore production, which is really good. And then you just go up from there, and I have ore production 2 maxed and ore production 1 maxed as well. So if I go to my, nope, wrong stats. If I go here, you can see that my ore production rate is 448%, which I mean, honestly, I think that's pretty good. Like that's pretty good. You have some heroes that have ore production, if I can find them. I don't think I've had the time to max these out specifically, but there are a few that have ore production. So there's a food. So you can always bump these guys up for ore production, if there is one. Wait, was that? Yeah, ore production. So here's a free-to-play character, Death Archer, that has ore production. I'm not sure how many there are, but it looks like there's just the one. At least that's what I have on unlocked on this account. I don't have all of my familiars and stuff, or all my heroes and stuff, maxed out on this account. So that's still in progress here. As far as familiars go, there is a familiar that has, I think it's this one, yeah, that has ore production, which I haven't fully maxed this out yet. I'm still upgrading and leveling up this this familiar, but at max it gives 25%, so it's not a whole lot, but it's a good chunk, and it's passive, so there's different things you can do to boost up your ore, but the best thing you can do is get as many of these mines as you can within reason. I mean, if you want, you can knock all of these buildings out. You want at least one of each, so you can upgrade your castle and stuff, but really you can knock all of these out and have nothing but ore. Like ore buildings, just mines everywhere. But like I said, I like to have a little bit of the other stuff so I can produce a little bit for my daily routines, because it's really annoying just to have to send resources to every castle that I have every day for small stuff like pact merges, troop trainings, healing troops. It just gets really annoying. And if you pull from your bag, then you end up like zeroing out your castle of resources. It's not efficient. I don't think it's efficient. And I try to build up my bag. It's probably a slow growth, but I try to build up my bag as much as possible without having to just stock my castles from the account that I send all of my resources to. It's just counterproductive. But I do use the cargo ship regularly. A couple times a day I'll come in here and I'll make trades. Since this account doesn't produce a lot of wood or stone or even gold for that matter, the only thing that I buy on this account is food. I will trade, and then basically anything that I readily have available I will buy, like I will trade for. And especially if I have like stone for stone or wood for wood, I will dig into bags for those, because those benefit my account. You know, those benefit the account. They stock the bag really well, so I will always go for those. But I try not to use resources that I need to pull out. Like if I have to pull out of my bag for anything else, I won't do it, because it's counterproductive for my account, for all of my accounts as a whole entity. I feel like I would end up losing too many resources trying to get all of this extra stuff when I don't necessarily need it, and I can take my time getting stuff. And plus, on my main account, I buy these all the time. Like I trade resources for speed ups and stuff. But on my alts, you know, I'm pretty much using them for resources, and every once in a while I'll troll someone with them. But most of my speed ups and stuff I get from emptying my stamina every day. So I have other videos for that, how to build up stamina and stack up speed ups. But this is pretty much it. Like making these hypers aren't necessarily difficult. You have to be kind of strategic. You have to know how to get your production percentage up, and you want to be able to stack up your hourly production. So that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, comments, feel free to mail my main account or comment here. I'll get back to you as soon as I see the comment. So stay safe, guys, and peace out.